4 minutes after the top of the 8 o'clock hour in the Central Time Zone. Greetings, good evening, how you doing? Live from a multiple location station from Global Championship Wrestling, GCW Radio, live on the air on this 18th day of August 2015 from Studio 1. Yours truly, GCW commentator, the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne, being joined live from Maddog's House of Pain, the premier training facility in the state of Alabama and in the Southeast. Part of the powers that be, and believe it or not, that training center part was actually not part of my contracted obligation. I said that because I mean it. Like to welcome in from the powers that be, one half of the GCW World Tag Team Champions, and this man's got more gold than I've got active brain cells right now. Maddog Dan Sawyer, what's up?
Oh, thank you, Eddie. I appreciate being back to basics. Let me take a little time to just run down the list of championships holding right now. World Tag Team Champion, GCW Heavyweight Champion, UIW Heavyweight Champion, Southeastern Regional Heavyweight Champion, and the new Pro South Tag Team Champion with my partner, Mr. O'Hagan, and the World Tag Team Champion with Mr. Micah Taylor, the powers that be, managed by the cause of it all, Robert Cosper. And, yes, it is a great evening as we're approaching the big show August 22nd this Saturday night. I'm really fired up. You know, it's going to be good to get in the ring with AJ Steele, the real deal, and the Bosnian War Child Spiral, man. Those guys have been a big thorn in my foot, if you will. Everywhere I go, these guys are wanting to get in my business. And, sometimes if you put your nose in a dog's business, you might just get it nipped off or something bit. Well, this Saturday night's going to be no different. August 22nd, Pell City, Alabama, at the Civic Center. You know the spot. Let's see what this Summer Sizzler Tour continues, sir. It's sizzling, like sizzling.
I've got to ask the question, and all politics aside, all the boardroom bureaucratic BS aside, there has been a rebirth almost in the career of Maddog Dan Sawyer. And I'm going to go back to before Global Warfare. I'm going to go back to the formation of the powers that be, the combination of you and Micah Taylor, teamed up and spearheaded by the cause, Robert Cosper. And, nobody can ever accuse you of spinning your wheels. Nobody can ever accuse you of being complacent. You've always been one who has always been full steam ahead without being afraid to shift gears up and down one. But yet, lo and behold, since the PTB kicked into play, there has been a renaissance and a rebirth in the tenacity, in the aggressiveness, and not only, I'm just going to go and use this term, the adventurous nature of the Maddog Dan Sawyer, because I'll say this like this. Before PTB kicked in, for a long time, you had been very highly sought after by a number of promotions, and you said, nope, Global's my home. But then, lo and behold, it's almost like you managed to hoist the sail and say, let's see what waters are out there now. And lo and behold, UIW, Pro South, a number of different promotions, and you have captured gold in all of them, brother. First off, to what really can you attribute this new side of Dan Sawyer?
I've got to say, a few years ago, Micah Taylor said to me, and he and I have fought each other on the good side, the bad side, the heel, the face, the tweener, you name it. And he gave me a diet, man. He wanted me to get to feeling better and live longer. And I started feeling better. I started exercising more. I started eating more correctly, like I knew what to do. But that surgery, it just about took my career. It almost took me completely out of wrestling. Because when you can't do what you love to do, I don't know, it's like something's missing. I mean, I don't know. 25 years of my life, I've been a wrestler. But my whole life, I've been a fan. Well, I've been concentrating on being a worker. And I have been working. And, Eddie Guerrero say, lie, cheat, or steal. You don't have to do all that. You can just get in there and dominate your opponent and be the best you can be. You don't have to be a telephone tough guy or get behind a keyboard and talk on Facebook about how great you are and run down other guys in this business. Now, when we're doing business and we've got a show to do, you know, we're going to get in the ring and take care of business. But it takes a real low, kind of, not a strong person, I guess you can say, to get on. And this has recently happened, and I'm not even going to make mention to who I'm talking about. But if somebody works for GCW, UIW, Pro South, you respect each other in this business. And there's a way to go and do things, and there's a way to not do things.
Right.
And, you know, everybody's going to be like, oh, you're baby facing that. No, I'm going to tell you the way it is. And you know what situation I'm talking about there. So you just don't berate guys in this business because of a poll saying that you're the best wrestler in this state or this region or in the country, because it's opinions, okay? And
right.
A lot of wrestling fans do not get out there and vote for this stuff. Heck, we've had elections inside a venue before for commissioner and everything else, and you know, the people just don't want to get involved in politics, okay? But you don't tear people down in this business, you know, on a one-on-one level that you don't even know. I think it was said best in the show Breaking Bad. Main character, you know, I hate to quote a television show from like AMC, but he goes, you don't talk to me that way because you don't know me like that. And if we're doing business in an arena and we're going for some championship stuff, there's going to be some smack talk. But to run someone down on a social media site that you don't know, you better watch. And that happened with a performer that doesn't work for us with a performer who does work for us, and you know, it just wasn't appreciated. But you know, I respect the man that works for me, and I don't respect the man that doesn't, because I don't think that you get out there and talk about how great you are and swear on social media where kids can see that. You know,
yeah,
I think that's pretty weak. I think it's pretty weak. You know, and I'm not saying I've always been the guy who's always said and done the right thing, but I've never said it in a social media forum where kids can read, and it's permanent, you know? I mean, it's gotten out of hand, and I know we got completely off subject about what we're supposed to talk to about this Saturday night.
Well, no.
But I had a soapbox moment, man, and I know you didn't see that coming, but off the air we can talk about that situation if you want to, but it's just, you know, get back to the question you asked me. I don't know, I've had a enlightenment, I guess. I'm bigger, stronger, and faster than ever been. I'm not talking about the $6 million man, even though I've a couple more surgeries and I'll be up there with Steve Austin.
There you
not
go.
Not as in with Stone Cold, but as in the $6 million man with Lee Majors.
Right.
But you know, this is a gift to be able to live my dream and be on here talking about what I love. And wrestling is very important to me. I don't always agree with the mainstream big one up there, but you know, I've gotten mad and stopped watching, but then I'm back watching and I keep up with it. And you know, back at SmackDown, I had a lot of friends right there, and it was just really kind of cool to, you know, embrace those folks that have made it to that level and stayed there and have really good jobs. And, you know, Josh and John Fatu, the Uso brothers, as they're called, you know, Scott Armstrong, Brian Armstrong, Road Dogg, Rudy Charles.
Right.
I mean, there's just a lot of good GCW. Jerry the King Lawler, you know. Jerry Lawler popped me very much at the restaurant in the Sheraton. He said, if I didn't hear your voice and wasn't looking at you, I would never believe that you're Maddog, how much weight you lost. And I said, dude, that means a lot coming to you. Because you feel better, don't you? And he was just telling me what he had gone through with his heart attack and all that stuff. So I never had a heart attack or bypass or stomach staple or anything, but, you know, I'm glad that I was able to take it off. So here we are, chasing the dream. And, you know, the gold rush continues. You know, I said it best. Don't invite Micah Taylor. Don't invite Maddog, Dan Sawyer, Mr. Hagan, and the Kaz to your show and give them a chance to take your gold, because we will. We'll come to your town. You know, we're American wrestlers. We'll come to your town and we'll take your gold and we'll take it with us. And then you're forced to work with us again because we're your champion. But don't put us against your champion unless you want him to lose. That's disclaimer there for anybody who's thinking about trying to put us on the books, you know. All-Pro Championship Wrestling over with Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton. You know, Hagan and I have been going over there also. They don't have any belts, so they don't have to worry about us taking them. But it is a good promotion in Douglasville, Georgia.
And that's something I've noticed. You're not afraid to hit the road across state lines, because I know you made appearances in Tennessee recently. You made appearances in Georgia, of course, all over Alabama. And we talked off air that there are some big moves coming up for Global Championship Wrestling in the very near future right now.
Right. Making towns like Tex Ferguson. You know, he's, if you haven't checked out that, I got to give big props to Big Gallows, Bullet Club, good brother. And if you haven't seen Tex Ferguson, it's, you know, parental guidance suggested. It's like listening to be determined. You need to prepare yourself, but you may have to be an insider to appreciate it. I don't know. But, yeah, Luke Gallows, very funny guy. As a character, Tex Ferguson. You can check that out. But let's get back to our basics, and let's talk about this Saturday, Pell City, August 22. You got the card in front of you, or you want to bounce back and forth? Or,
yes, I do. Matter of fact, do me a favor. Let me go and hit a reset real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio on this 18th day of August. Fast Eddie Layne, Maddog, Dan Sawyer. Not always seeing eye to eye, but when it comes to the best professional wrestling to be found, we're both aiming straight and true. This coming Saturday night, August 22nd, in the Pell City Civic Center, bell time 7:30 p.m., you're going to see a very unique matchup. The Mystic from San Monique, Mudbone, taking on Leon the Bull Stresser. Maddog, your thoughts?
Well, I tell you, if I was Leon, all I can say is there's a kid that's been on a show for about a year and a half now, named Dylan Cook, Rookie of the Year. I think like watercolor champion or something of North Alabama. I don't know.
Maybe so.
He's got some kind of Rookie of the Year and Superstar of the Year and Twerker of the Year. I don't know. He was in a match. What I'm saying is he was in a match with Mudbone and the Night Prowler last month. And, man, Dylan Cook just came out on the bad end. I think, if memory serves correct, I haven't seen the tape or the footage. That's old school there, using the word tape.
Let's go to the tape.
Yep, we got the tape. I concentrate about making those towns, but here's the deal. Dylan Cook received a spine buster and 2 choke slams and then a double choke slam. So, you know, it sounds like we're ordering an extra value meal at McDonald's. It was an appetite for destruction for a little GNR, I guess we could say, because the young man's not even on the show. You said he's not medically cleared. You know, I helped break that kid in the business. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but yeah, I think his girlfriend and or his many girlfriends, I don't know who all, but the email to the office is just, it's getting ridiculous. I told him we're going to have to change it. Dylan Cook is not wrestling. He is not on this card. And Bull, jeez, they said never poke a bull with a stick. Man, Bull, don't poke the mystical voodoo master Mudbone with anything, because he's crazy, first and foremost, and he's got all this voodoo stuff, but, you know, this man is a former GCW heavyweight champion. And I don't know. He may just knock the horns off the bull. Take the butcher's word for it. I don't know.
It's going to be a unique circumstance because these two individuals have a great power game. Stresser has been making strides on the technical side of life, but by the same token, it takes a lot to be able to match the cunning and the devious mind that the Mystic Mudbone has, right, Dan?
I just want to say, how do we know that Night Prowler, I know Night Prowler is wrestling Eli Daniels, and how do you know Night Prowler is not just going to swing around through there and just, I don't know. I mean, these two guys are two dark characters. I know a lot of people say, oh, you and Mike and Taylor, this and that. Look, we are amazing wrestlers. We are champions because that's what we do. We're the best. But these guys are former champions too, and they're crazy. You know, they're not all there. They like to hurt people. They like to see them. I don't know. I mean, they're just dangerous. Let's just put it that way. These two guys are dangerous. I feel sorry for Bull right now. I mean, if there was I guess, a form to fill out to take a day off, he might already go check on Dylan Cook on this day. Taking some daffodils or something.
Daffodils? That's a new one.
Well, you know, I don't know if the Bull can get any poses or not. But, you know, I'm just telling you, you won't lose. Nobody's going to lose respect for you if you decide to not show up. Now, if you let the office not know, no call, no show, you might be looking for some work. But, you know, he's got like 72 hours or more, right? I mean, have you got an email to anyone coming?
No, actually, I stopped getting those emails when I was removed as commissioner. We're going to have to check with Bullet Bob on that one.
No, he doesn't have a computer. He's probably got a Commodore 64 over there.
Hey, I remember those.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't think Bullet could work a computer. I never know, though. I mean, he is a WWE Hall of Famer. They may actually have somebody working for him. He might have got an assistant. He might have got Fannie Mae Tutwiler out of retirement, and he may have her pushing the button.
Well, let me go ahead and do this for you right now because I just received legit a text message from Leon the Bull Stresser. His exact words were, "Tell Maddog, tell Mudbone, and tell everybody you don't have to worry about me. I will be there, no worries." Those are his exact words.
I'm just saying, we're trying to help here. Yeah.
Let me guess, in your own inimitable fashion, you try to hook a brother up and help a brother out, right?
All right. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't show up. But, hey, stupid hurts. My grandmother used to say that a lot, and it does. So I guess we'll see how stupid the Bull is this Saturday night. But when we got that one out of the way, let's see if we'll have the running of the Bulls. Let's just hope he's going in the right direction.
And speaking of Mudbone, you kind of made an allusion to his impromptu tag team partner of many, many moons, the Night Prowler, the man from Hell's Kitchen, getting ready to square off against Eli Daniels this Saturday night in Pell City, Maddog.
Yeah, I mean, there again, you know, if they might ought to get together and see if they can work out a plan and try to see if, you know, everybody may be a little gun shy now with Cook being done like he did. I mean, they may not want to partner with old Bull, but he might try to get with the old Ginger, old Eli Daniels, and see if he can handle, you know. Sean Nelson's still banged up from that power bomb that he got at the last show. You know, people's like, you guys are kind of rough on them fellas, weren't you? Hey, if you don't want to sign your name on the line, don't waste the fans' time. If you want a shot it's tag team gold, you better know we're bringing it. There's no half stepping. It's full throttle velocity straight ahead.
Now, let me do this, and I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute here, because there were some people, and this is only because, and I did some speaking with some different individuals, both face-to-face, by voice, on the telephone, and through Facebook messaging, and there were some that, although they did give praise for the fact that you were willing to defend against another team, they were also of the ilk that you were maybe dodging another team or two that might have been worthy of a tag team shot, and you also took a match against another team that was smaller than the two of you, physically speaking, and maybe not as experienced as some of the other teams in the area. How do you respond to that?
You gotta earn a shot, guys. I mean, this is not a tag tournament. Right. Under the circle of disrespect that could even hold the candle to what's going on in the ring with us right now. And, those guys are, they're traveling buddies and whatnot, so I don't think they'd want it. Hey, you never know. I mean, the door is open. Speaking of Florida, Francisco Chiazzo will be taking on the Grand Design Clyde Braddock. And see there again, you got Simon Says, the Emerald Emperor. He's going to be on the outside and ringside. Why would you do that to yourself, Clyde? Much respect. I know that you're a Georgia State Wrestling Champion 2 years in a row, but and you're legit. You're a legit tough guy. I mean, you're a good catch wrestler. You got some great mat skills. But Francisco Chiazzo, the King of Florida, he's the only guy staying busier in pro wrestling than me and Micah Taylor. Him and Simon Says, because the show on a box with Mike Cruz, in which, Mike Cruz, I don't know what you're thinking. Don't want to take time away from Frankie's match, but Mike Cruz, you crossed the line, man. It was just a few months ago at Global Warfare, we're on the same team, and you try to take out Mr. O'Hagan? Come on, dude. What are you thinking? So you're no longer the middleweight champion. Mr. O'Hagan is, and he's taking on all comers, which Charles Zander is taking on the human highlight reel, Mike Cruz. Speaking again, you gotta work your way back up the ladder, dude. Scott Aries is challenging Mr. O'Hagan. Aries known throughout the Southeast and taking on Mr. O'Hagan in that middleweight championship. So, hey man, it's a great night of professional wrestling, Saturday, August 22. And a lot of times, we're the last Saturday of the month, but this month and next month it's different times. So adapt and overcome. So come on out, everybody. Get your money together. It's time. It's time for GCW once a month. We are the best thing going on right now. And I'm not saying that because I'm the world champion and half the world tag team champions, but look how much gold the PTB has. Mike, it's Mr. O'Hagan, current GCW middleweight champion. He's the third one ever to have that belt. Third guy ever. And he has held every belt there is under the sun. And, he's my partner in the 5-Star Fight Club. But we're talking PTB right now. And, I'm telling you, we're going to have to hire an assistant to help us carry all the gold to the ring. Fort Knox, we're really getting close to having more gold than Fort Knox, Eddie. I mean, you've seen the picture.
Yeah, no.
I don't even have the UIW belt in that picture. And Micah's not in there with his new, 01 belt. We've got to get a photo opportunity because I told Kaz, I said, dude, this reminds me of the 80s, or excuse me, the 90s. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, I remember when I first broke into business in 1990, in Pro Wrestling Illustrated, they showed a picture of Vader with like 4 belts. And he had all these different belts all around the world. And I was like, you know, I've been compared to a miniature version of Vader because I'm not 6 foot, whatever. But, you know, I feel like I'm doing something, you know? I mean, there's got to be something, right? You know, I mean, look at, you know, a picture says 1,000 words. How about the video proof, you know?
Yeah.
Still getting hate mail about AJ Steele. You know, I mean, saying that about bruising and all that stuff. Listen, if you can't have thick skin, you might not want to listen when I'm on a podcast. You might not want to be watching YouTube. You know, if you don't like what's being said, you know, get in there and do something about it. You know, now we're talking. Real deal. Bosnian war child. If you want to step in the ring with the PTB, it's not going to be pretty. You know, I know that you both, you know, all this stuff going on with Micah and you know, he trained in Spiral and all that stuff, and teacher and the students. Look, there's always a lot of stuff that you teach your students as a man who trains wrestlers. There's always something you don't show them.
Right.
There's always something you don't show them. And, you know, I don't know. How many times has Spiral got to receive the end of days? The package file driver. How many times you got to, I mean, that can't be good for you. It can't be good for your brain. Can't be good for your heart to be turned upside down and all your vertebrae compressed together. Why do you keep coming back, man? What have you got to prove? You've lost your championship. You know, Micah Taylor, he doesn't want to be a middleweight. We're happy being the World Tag Team Champions. He's happy in being the United States champion for 0-1. You know, you don't. It's like vulture picking bones, man. It's not a wise decision. I guess do not pick a fight and spill gasoline to the guys who have the flamethrower, because that's us right now. And it's not a good time for the champions, and that's what we are. We are the champions.
Folks, do me a favor. We're going to go to the bottom of the hour break real quick. Hang tight. When we come back on GCW Radio, going to take a little bit closer look at a couple more of the matches that are going to take place this Saturday night, August 22nd in Pell City, part of the GCW Summer Sizzler. I knew it would happen. Doggone it. Summer Sizzler 2015. Hang tight. GCW Radio rolls on right after this.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Hey, this is Stan Grubb for Ringside Radio right here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for myself and Smart Rage as we discuss the professional wrestling business from WWE, TNA, and all things in between. We'll have an interview here or there. We'll see what we can do to just keep you entertained. And along the way, we're going to have to bring up some emotion and make you think. That's what we like to do. So join us here on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you at Wrestle Rage.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Monroe, Fast Eddie Layne, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on beyondringside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
Welcome back into GCW Radio from Global Championship Wrestling right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network on this Tuesday night, August the 18th. Live from Studio 1, the Magic City Motormouth GCW announcer Fast Eddie Layne, being joined by, this man's got more gold than I can even think about right now, Rosalind Capital would be jealous. Live from Maddog's House of Pain, the GCW Heavyweight Champion, World Tag Team Champion, UIW Tag Champion, Pro South Tag Team Champion. Did I miss anything right there?
No, that's all for today. I'm actually taking off this Friday night from Pro South. I'll be concentrating on my match with myself, Micah Taylor, the PTB, with Kaz, Robert Custer. Now, I know Kaz is, that old insane Bullet Bob, his flipping band manager from Ringside.
Yep.
But he will be in the building. He will be in the building.
Well, I've got to say this, and I hate to cut you off, but I've got to do this. I had a conversation with Kaz. I had a conversation with Wicked Nemesis. I had a conversation with Theodore Tutwiler III. And with as much manager-on-manager violence that has been happening lately at ringside and inside and outside of the building at GCW live events, I think Bullet Bob Armstrong made the right decision keeping Kaz away from the ring, because that is a situation where either he might hurt somebody or he might get hurt. And we all know, in the words of today's social media, hashtag manager lives matter. So we, in the best interest of it. Go ahead.
Stop spreading that rumor that he had to go to court and that's why he cut his hair.
I didn't do
that's
that.
Rude. Come on now. Someone said that. You said, I know it's wrestling. But the Kaz looks great with his new haircut.
I never said anything about court. I said rehab.
All right. Every time we turn around, someone says, let's go to court.
No,
Don't they know that we've got the finest legal team there is? Why in the world would we ever have to go to court?
Who, Bingham, Bangham, and Billum?
Out of court. Well, we got the hammer, We got the hammer.
Look, I'm the one who said Kaz had to go to rehab because we all know that he had a major problem with Flintstone chewables, dude.
That man has nothing but good days. He doesn't have bad days. And now that, he is so proud. You seen his face with one of those belts in Pro South, and it became the tag team champions, O'Hagan and myself. There was some smiles going around. But speaking of Pro South, a big star, the last action hero. Is that what it goes by?
The last hero? Ace Haven.
No,
Ace Haven.
I'm sorry, I was getting confused there. I was getting confused with Schwarzenegger's movie that was terrible, by the way. Great soundtrack, but I kind of feel sorry for Ace Haven. And I know that he's on the other side of the fence. But Tommy Gage, Rockstar Tommy Gage, man, he's talking about his wife, talking about Miss Amy Haven, hollering at him on Facebook, and there's only so much a man can take. I don't know if Tommy's trying under his skin or what, but Dude, I don't know. I mean,
there has been...
That would drive me crazy. I heard that there was like some kind of restraining order and all kinds of stuff. But it was not for Amy restraining him. He's saying he needed a restraining order from Amy Haven. I mean,
somehow I doubt that, Dan.
Dude, I'm just telling you, it's wrestling.
Oh, and by the way, for the record, Hot Ice is in the chat room this evening. He thought that Kaz lost a bet. That's why he had to cut his hair. So,
hey, do not make fun of the manager because his hair, Mr. Wayne. You know, I know you're over there listening, and your face was priceless when you saw the PTB 5-star Fight Club walking away with some more gold. Maybe we can hire Hot Ice to use a scooter, and we can strap those belts to him. Yep, I think that might be good. I think you'd come to ring with us and be the biggest support system we could ever have. And,
I don't think he'd let you use the megaphone, though.
No, Kaz is so articulate and well-spoken, and he knows how to talk on a microphone. You know, because he's everybody's friend.
Who, the
Kaz? He addresses the crowd when he comes out. My friend, my friend. I mean, you don't get a nicer intro than that. I mean, he means it. I mean, how could you not like that guy?
He should run for governor of Mississippi.
Right now, Mr. Burns could be kicked out easy if the Kaz ran against him. And I'm talking about Robert Bentley.
I know.
He looks like Mr. Burns.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Smithers.
Oh, geez.
Seriously.
We got a goofy governor. I'm just going to say it.
We got a goofy legislative system from start to finish, and that's something you and I very rarely agree in this timeline, but right now we'll agree on that.
Yeah. Way to go with that athletic commission. That was a great move. Brought in a lot of revenue.
By the way, you're making a reference to Gage and Haven, and I've got to come back to that for a second because this has gone past wrestling. This has gone past money. This has gone past titles. This has gone past geographic rights or anything, bragging rights, all of the above. Because you've got Amy and Ace who are united in the front that Tommy Gage has been stalking Amy and trying to make the Haven family life miserable. You've got Tommy Gage, who is delusional to the point where he's saying that Amy is stalking him, and it's like it's gonna come to a head sooner or later. I thought that go ahead.
At Pro South, Tommy Gage was outside the locker room 2 weeks ago. He wasn't even booked on the show. I don't know what he's doing, but can't mess with a man's wife. You know, I may say some diabolical things and hand out beatings in the ring, but you know what you're getting into when you step into the ring with the GCW Heavyweight Champion or half the World Tag Team Champions, UIW Champion, Pro South Tag Team Champion, Southeast Regional Champion. But yeah, I'm almost having to get the Micro Machine guys to get all my championships out there, but
I still speak faster than him.
You step in the ring with a champion. But this is, you know, I'm not taking anybody's sides, guys. I'm not taking anybody's sides. But if I could, as a married man, I know how I would feel if somebody was trying to holler at my wife. Just say it.
We spoke about the match a little while ago and kind of glossed over it, so I want to come back to it for a second. This coming Saturday night, August 22nd in Pell City, Alabama, GCW Summer Sizzler 2015. The Summer Sizzler Tour continues. Mike Cruz taking on Charles Zanders. Maddog?
Charles Zanders, newcomer to Global Championship Wrestling. I call him Sunshine. He looks like, remember the Titans. He looks like, you know, the guy came out, and to show you how tough he is, you know, he's catching the backlash of AJ Steele losing his belt to Maddog Dan Sawyer, your new GCW Heavyweight Champion. That just sounds so good, by the way. But he's coming in here, and the aftermath of this is not a good situation. You know, AJ, he's an angry guy anyway, and he's picking on Charles Xander. Charles Xander's he's a middleweight guy. He is. He's got a good physique. He's a good wrestler. And, Mike Cruz, come on, guy. You need to lighten up with yourself. You're a bitter guy. You lost the belt. O'Hagan beat you fair and square, right in the middle of the ring. And now you're going to have to work your way up. So Charles Xander, I think we'll see a different match than we saw with AJ Steele. I mean, AJ outweighs him almost 100 pounds. It's almost like a bully move. But, you got human highlight reel Mike Cruz. He's stepping in the ring with Charles Xander. So Charles Xander's, give him all you got, buddy. You're trying to make a name for yourself. You got to be hungry in this business. You got to be trying to accomplish something instead of just sitting back on your laurels and talking about how great you are online.
Speaking of laurels,
I'm not saying Mike Cruz did that. I'm just saying there's a lot of that going on in pro wrestling today.
Yes, there is. And
if you're so damn busy, why are you online other than to promote a show? If you're talking about yourself and it's Saturday night, why aren't you booked somewhere, man?
Oh, we don't want to get me started from my personal vantage point on that. I'll save that for my side of the coin a little bit later tonight on BTB.
Okay.
Because there's something I'm dying to get off my chest a little bit later. It's Download the Beyond Ringside Radio app for Amazon, Android, and BlackBerry, and Apple users tune in through the TuneIn Radio app. Trust me on this one. Speaking of,
I'm going to tune in to hear it. I'm going to tune in myself.
You mentioned the word laurels, and this is something that I can say about the next match, because there is an individual who is currently the middleweight champion who has held every championship that Global Championship Wrestling has had to offer from square one. And I'm talking about the current middleweight champion, Mr. O'Hagan, and he'll be taking on Scott Aries.
Scott Aries, a great wrestler. There it is, another guy hungry, trying to make a name for himself, known for pro Saturday for shows in Georgia. You gotta give these young guys a chance. And then I'm sorry that your dance card's being punched by one of the best dancers in the business. Literally and figuratively. But O'Hagan is the GCW middleweight champion, just recently received the belt after the triple threat match with Mike Cruz and Sparrow.
Right.
And he's going to pull a Gollum here, a little Lord of the Rings reference. Smeagol, that belt is precious to him, and he is not going to let it go. He's going to hold on tight. And I think he thinks he's got something to prove. He is the champion. Now he's going to show why he is the champion.
Now, let me go ahead and say this before we go any further. Also, you make the reference, one of the best dancers, period, literally as well as figuratively. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop the cork on this one. I was out and about this past Saturday night at the Tragic City Rollers Roller Derby bout as they took on and defeated the Mississippi Roller Girls, and part of the halftime show, Josh O'Hagan dusted off the shoes and actually was part of the feature halftime entertainment, and the man has got some moves like you would not believe. Folks, if you have not seen O'Hagan on a dance floor, he takes the word breaking, breaks it up, reassembles the letter in whatever order he wants to, because he is that damn good on a dance floor. Dog, you've seen it before.
He will serve you. He will serve you, and he will serve you in the ring. You just don't want to get in the... Do not get in the PTB's way. We're like Sherman coming through Atlanta. So I'm telling you, it is not pretty if you step in the ring with the powers that be. Just listen to the name. Powers that be. It's not just three words put together. It's a lifestyle. Champions. Shoot unstoppable. Hashtag shoot unstoppable.
There is one championship that the PTB has not gotten a hold of. at this point in time. I know that you have inducted recently Veronica Fairchild into the PTB. And I know that there is going to be a match coming up a little bit later because I've had a conversation with Bullet Bob. Y'all are already trying to pull strings to get Veronica a title match, but it's not.
Yeah, but she's been out of action.
Yeah.
She's been out of action for quite some time.
Yes.
And hey, I understand how this politics works, and that's fine. Does Taz have to grease a couple of wheels? Probably not. I mean, just look at her. She has been the Memphis Ladies Wrestling Champion. She has been the Shine Ladies Champion. She has been the Tennessee Ladies Wrestling Champion. She's been the Texas Ladies Champion. And now, sometime in the near future, whenever calm like a bomb, can take her mask off, you know, she puts that belt on the line of Veronica Fairchild with the powers that be. Maybe Kaz will have his license back to be ringside, for goodness sakes. I mean, do you realize it's like cutting teeth with an infant or a newborn with trying to get this man reinstated to ringside? It was bad enough they were trying to keep him out of the building. The fans protested. They said they were going to perform a sit-in at the office. And, you know, Bullet probably can't stay up past 6. Is that what nursing homes? I mean, what are the rules?
The man is not in a nursing home. Give it a break.
I don't know. He's got dentures. He takes Geritol. You know.
Yeah, and he's still got a chop.
Still got the toughest chop in wrestling.
I was about to say, because he can still chop your nipple back to your spleen.
I know. So you're not going to get him all upset. He's not listening right now. Like I said, it's shut-eye over there.
You are
Take a Tylenol PM and go back to sleep.
Yeah, well, at least it's not Ambien. You are incorrigible, and I'm not. You're not helping matters any. Speaking of Pandora, coming back over, we're 8 minutes before the top of the hour. Pandora is going to be defending in the ring this month, August 22nd in Pell City, part of the Summer Sizzler Tour, defending against Kira Hogan, another brand new name for Global Championship Wrestling. But Pandora and Kira are no strangers to each other. She's
smoking hot. You know, Pandora was running her mouth in Temple, Georgia. And I had just met Kira Hogan. And, wow, I'm just saying, beautiful. She was a valet for a while. You know, Josh Storm was trying to run his mouth. Isn't this girl a valet? Eventually you can get in the ring, pal. And she's not affiliated with the powers that be yet. Asterisk, yet.
Asterisk, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, who's to say we couldn't have a whole, like, stable of wrestlers, male and female? Look at what Bobby Heenan had, the first family.
Yep.
The Dangerous Alliance. But you know what? The NWO, you got the Horsemen, all this. They never had women in their group. You ever notice that? We got a little something different here. Yeah, think about it. This is history being made. History being made. If we were able to capture that Diva Championship sometime in the near future in 2015.
Women's Championship, sir.
The women's, yes, the women's.
Ain't no divas in Global Championship Wrestling. There are women.
You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Finally found some women tough enough to call women's wrestlers. I mean, Tracy Taylor. And, you know, that's another thing. You know, I saw her the other day, and you know, she's not here to defend herself or whatever, but she's been off at Shimmer, Shine, and Motion Picture and doing all this stuff. Look, you're getting bumped to the back of the line, girl. I mean, no disrespect, because your husband's my tag team partner. I wouldn't want anything to happen at the house, but don't step out of tune now. You know, this is business, and you are a fantastic and beautiful wrestling lady. But right now, Veronica's stepping. She's never had a chance to wrestle for the GCW Ladies Championship before. So step aside a little bit, you know, and Island Girl, we all respect you. But don't be trying to get yourself in a match that hadn't even been booked yet. The old man Armstrong, the Bullet, he hasn't even signed off on this deal. And you're already getting worked up. This is like a sewing circle. It's ridiculous. Next thing you know, Peanut's going to be phoning into the show, or Miss Francis Hood.
Francis calls in. That'd be an interesting call.
Dude, she got all on cause one night. She was talking to Wild Thing Will Owens several years ago, and it was... Cause was laughing so much, I thought he was going to have to get some oxygen in there. He's pulling a Smedley. I mean, really, it was... I mean, she was chapping Will Owens. His backside matched his gear. She was just spanking him. It was a spanking. Well deserved, probably.
He is one of a kind. He is the Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, and he will be part of the main event this Saturday night, August 22nd in Pell City, Alabama, the Pell City Civic Center. Once again, tickets are only $10 each. Bell time is 7:30 p.m. as the GCW, as the World Tag Team Champions. The Hawaiian Hitman Micah Taylor and the Mad Dog Dan Sawyer take on the Bosnian War Child, the Complete Wrestling Machine Spiral, and the Real Deal AJ Steele in the main event this Saturday night. Dog, lay it out there.
Ebony and Ivory. Yes, I'm talking to you, Bosnian and African American, I guess. I'm not going to quote Rodney King and say, "Can't we all get along?" Because I don't want to get along with you. I'm telling you, there's no belts on the line. This is a grudge match. This is for pure fun to punch both of you guys in the face. You know, go ahead, risk getting on that top rope, flipping and flopping and all that kind of stuff. You know, matadors prove it every day in Mexico. Step to the side. You know, I've twisted both your guys' knees up with the spinning toe. Both of you have felt the end of days. Both of you have felt power bombs from the top. You know what we're bringing to this thing. We don't. It's not like a coach and an expo board. You know what we got. We know what you got. Now, let's put those two together. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be scary, and it's going to be breathtaking.
It's going
to be one of the best matches you've ever seen in your life this Saturday night. Because you're going to look at the champions, the powers that be, Micah Taylor and Mad Dog Dan Sawyer.
Now, Mr. Sawyer, I've got to take you to task on one little thing. It was asked as to whether or not things could be negotiated for this to be a World Tag Team title match. And you and Micah Taylor, regardless of the factor that Spiral is a former middleweight champion and Steele is a former heavyweight champion, you've said that they don't deserve a title match.
No, absolutely not. They're not even a formidable team that's only worked together in the Global Warfare match. It's their first time tag teaming together in the state of Alabama with Global Championship Wrestling. They've done it one other time at UIW.
UIW, yeah.
But that doesn't hold any water here. And don't be trying to pull these strings. No, absolutely not. This is not a title match. There's no way, no how. But, you know, beat us this time, which is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just like Robert Bentley will never make a lottery. It's not going to happen. He should, but it's not going to happen. So we can come up with fantasy land all day long. I don't live in Rainbow Land. I live in Global Championship Wrestling, where I am the GCW Heavyweight Champion, half the World Tag Team Champion. And it's just getting worn out if I say all the other championships. But we are champions. O'Hagan, middleweight champion. Micah Taylor, World Tag Team Champion, 0-1 United States Champion. There is gold. Not just in them their heels, to take a line from you.
Thank you.
There is gold around our waist. There is gold around our wrist. There's gold around our shoulders. And we're looking at safety deposit boxes to put more gold in. Making towns, making money. That's what it's all about. You know, look, it's in Puerto Rico. We'll take it. Look, it's in Dallas. We'll take it. But we're taking something with us. It's not a piece of your heart. It's your gold. You know, if you got extra gold laying around like the pawn shops say, you don't want us around because it's going to cling to us like Midas. Right now, the Kais, the powers that be, Maddog, Micah Taylor, Mr. O'Hagan, your GCW middleweight champion, we have the gold touch. The gold rush continues. Hashtag shoot unstoppable. Come check it out. This Saturday night, if seeing is believing, you need to believe what you see when you see the champions walk into the room. And I'm talking about the powers that be, Maddog, Dan Sawyer, Micah Taylor, and the GCW middleweight champion. There are a lot of great wrestlers on this show, but the greatest guys on this show is the one talking to you right now, Maddog, Dan Sawyer, O'Hagan, and Micah Taylor. You know, there's nothing that the Bullet can do to cause any restrictions on this match. No, it's not for the tag team titles. Yeah, beat us this Saturday night. We'll give you a chance sometime down the road. Get in line. You know, it's like the unemployment line in Pell City. It's getting longer by the day. The people who want a piece of the PTB. But guess what? Business is good, and we are the champions. I think if I made one point tonight, we're the champions, and we're wrestling this Saturday night in Pell City, Alabama. GCWPro.com. It's an international TV taping. Come get on TV. You're not going to get as much face time as the champions, but you will have some time. You know, it has been a pleasure to be with you this evening, and I thank you for letting me call in and make it happen here from the House of Pain, because just getting a few more reps in, doing some burpees, doing some tactical rope. And I'm concentrating on this Saturday night in Pell City, Alabama. Summer Sizzler. It may be hot outside, but it's going to be even hotter in the ring. Air conditioner is working, by the way. I've had to work some real bits lately. And as the champion, I'm having to say, make sure there's air conditioner in the building. Pell City Civic Center is very well air conditioned. And I didn't realize that wasn't a common thing, but come on. It's a nice thing to have air conditioners. It's not I know you and I have been up and down the roads, been in armories.
Oh, yes.
We've been on the blistering asphalt. We've been under a tent. And Pell City Civic Center is climate controlled. Nice facility, clean bathrooms, good concessions. It's a great venue. It's a great place. You know, but this Saturday night, August 22, the Double Deuce is happening in the center of the ring. Sparrow, AJ, hey, we ain't going to be mad at you if you don't show up. I think you're too dumb to not, because that's pride messing with you right there, boys. I think you've got something to prove. You prove you're stepping into the ring, and the champions are going to get hurt. If you're going to stand up, you're going to get knocked down. The warning's been put out there, but the time for talking is over. It's time to get in the ring. Talk is cheap. Let's put it in the ring.
Let me run down the card one more quick time before we make our way out for the evening. Beyond Ringside, Back to Basics. We'll be going live in just a couple of minutes this Saturday night in Pell City, Alabama. It's going to be a great time on the Summer Sizzler Tour. Eli Daniels taking on the Night Prowler. Leon the Bull Stresser one-on-one versus the Mystic Mudbone. Two of the hardest working across state lines and then some. These guys are giving you a run for your money in more ways than one. The King of Florida, Francisco Chiazzo. And there is the rumor that the Emerald Emperor might just be there this coming Saturday night. Simon says so. The COD could be in full effect, 1 in, 1 out. And that's enough to knock anybody out. And Francisco will be taking on the Grand Design Clyde Braddock. Right now, waiting to see about the recuperation process of the Lord of the Limelight, Steven Styles. And you know the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, is going to be at ringside backing up the Grand Design Clyde Braddock, so anything can happen. Remember, hashtag Managers Lives Matter. From there, the last hero, Ace Haven, with Amy Haven at ringside with him, will be taking on the rock star, Tommy Gage. This has gone past money. This has gone past pride. This is family, which makes it that much more personal. Trust me on this one. Mike Cruz taking on Charles Zanders, GCW middleweight champion. Mr. O'Hagan defending against Scott Aries. The ladies championship, the women's title, will be on the line as Pandora, calm like a bomb Pandora, takes on Kira Hogan. Get your cameras ready, kids. And in the main event, the real deal, AJ Steele and the Complete Wrestling Machine Spiral take on the powers that be, led by the cause of all this, Robert Cosper. I'm referring to the World Tag Team Champions, the Hawaiian Hitman Micah Taylor, and the man who is also the GCW Heavyweight Champion, Maddog Dan Sawyer. Remember, while they are available, you can send an email to gcwmedia@yahoo.com. Once again, that is gcwmedia@yahoo.com. While they last, you can reserve ringside seats. As of this moment right now, I don't have direct contact with the front office, so I don't know what is and is not available. I say it from this point, I pretty much can guarantee you that it is limited on ringside seating right now. So get that email in, get that reservation in. Doesn't matter if it's 5, doesn't matter if it's 25. We'll do everything we can to accommodate you. Trust me on this one. Remember, youtube.com/GCW Pro Wrestling, the home of our ITV International TV broadcast. Brand new episodes going up, 2 for 2 on this one. Got a new one on the way, probably going to hit on Monday. Facebook.com/GCW Pro Wrestling, at GCW Pro Wrestling on LinkedIn, on Google+, as well as on Twitter and Instagram. We're contemplating the notion of Periscope. We're just trying to get everything caught up on the other fronts before we explore a brand new venue, because it's no secret we popped the cork on this one. Both Dan and I have talked about it out loud, that I run a lot of the social media and the website for Global, and there's a lot that I can't get done and there's a lot that I can get done. So as stuff gets caught up, we may look at Periscope. It's an ongoing debate and an ongoing discussion, but definitely watch GCWPro.com for all upcoming information, as well as our current social media sites. Tickets for this Saturday night are only $10. Bell time 7:30. Doors open at 7. Maddog, final comments.
Hey, I'm just looking forward to Summer Sizzler this Saturday night, August 22nd, Pell City Civic Center in Pell City, Alabama. Hey, come on out and check it out. See why we are the champions. See why Global Championship Wrestling is the best independent wrestling going on today. Come on. You know you want to see me. You love me, you hate me. Hey, I'm loved by few, but judged by many. But you got to judge. If you're doing a judgment on me, know that Micah Taylor and me are the champions. And O'Hagan is the GCW middleweight champion. Heavyweight champion, World Tag Team champions. It's all right here. And the Cars will be back with us in the building. I don't know what they're going to do, but the Cars will be there. So this Saturday night, thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
You guys stick around for Back Basics. It's going to be a good time tonight. And look forward to chatting with you tomorrow. Hit me up.
You got it, my friend.
I got some things to discuss with you. But, hey, it was a good time. Always a good time with the powers that be.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging with us for Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio. Once again, Beyond Ringside Back to Basics kicks in just a couple of minutes for the one, the only. Let's see. Let's run this down. GCW Heavyweight Champion. One half of the World Tag Team Champions. One half of the UIW Tag Team Champions. One half of the Pro South Tag Team Champions. And I'm pretty sure that he might have about 2 or 3 titles that he's not mentioning right now. What was this about? I was waiting on that. In other words,
the heavyweight champion. Yeah.
For Maddog Dan Sawyer, I am the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne saying until next time, join us right here as we go ringside and beyond with Global Championship Wrestling. You've got more belts than I've got pants.